Hello and welcome to Big Friendly Grub. I hope you are well, you wonderful, wonderful people. Now you might remember on the channel not too long ago, I recreated the Spam and Oreo Burger from McDonald's China. That was a special out there not very long ago. And it was actually all right. It actually tasted pretty good. I also did my own spin on it and coated the Spam in Oreos and deep fried it, and that was actually all right as well. But those wacky Asian branches of those big food chains are at it again because Burger King Singapore has released a chocolate Whopper. And it's exactly what you think. It is a Whopper coated in a chocolate sauce. Will it work? I don't know, but that's what I'm going to find out because I want to recreate it today. What they've done is they've taken the Whoppers, taken out like the lettuce and the gherkins and I think the mayo. So you're left with patty, onion, tomato, a bun, and then they put over a rich chocolate sauce. Interesting, it might work because in certain circumstances, beef and chocolate can go together, especially if you make a chili. You put some dark chocolate in it, it kind of lifts the whole flavour of the thing. But will it work just put directly over a burger? Well, that's what I want to find out. And I also want to try and do my own spin on it. So let's get going with making a chocolate Whopper. So first things first, all I'm going to do is sort out my patty, get that ready. Now the Whopper is a 1/4 pounder, so I've got that much beef mince here. It is 15% fat and it is 113.4 grams because that's how much 1/4 pound works out to. Now there's not much I want to do with this apart from season it with some sea salt and do a grind of black pepper, and I'm just going to work that seasoning in. Now usually with burgers I don't want to handle the meat too much because the more you handle it the tougher the meat gets and it's not quite as nice a burger. But we are talking about a Whopper here, and to be honest the patties aren't usually the best, so I am going to work this a bit more than I usually would, because I'm not trying to do my leveled up version yet. I'm trying to do what I would imagine would be a bit more of a authentic version, a bit closer to what you would get. And it's been a while since I've had a Whopper, but they're fine, they're all right, but it's still a fast food burger. I think I've worked that enough, so I'm going to roll this into a ball. I'm going to place that in between 2 sheets of grease-proof paper, flatten it out as much as I possibly can. I'm just going to compare that to the size of my bun. Might need to be a little bit wider actually, that's about the same sort of size, but I need it a little bit wider because the meat is going to shrink. This is one of my burger buns that I made in my previous video, so if you want to see how to make these, then check out that video. There, I think that will do it. I don't want to go any more than that because otherwise it will be too thin. I'm going to pop that back on and that's going to go in the fridge just while I work on creating my chocolate sauce to go on this. Now I want to make a fairly simple chocolate sauce. So in a pan I've got 150 millilitres of double cream. I'm going to put that over a medium heat just to bring it up to a gentle simmer. That has come up to a gentle simmer, so I'm going to move that off the heat. I've got 100 grams of dark chocolate chips here, and I'm just going to pour over a little bit of golden syrup just to add a little bit of sweetness to the richness of that dark chocolate. Not lots, there we go, that'll be enough I think. And I'm just going to gradually add over a little bit of this cream, a bit at a time, so I can get it melted down into a chocolate sauce that I am satisfied with consistency wise. I don't know how thick it should be. The photo looks quite thick, but it could be just dolled up for the advertising, which is how most fast food burgers usually look. There you go, that has come into a nice consistency. It's nice and glossy, it's nice and pourable, but not too thin and runny. It's got a nice pour in it. So that looks good to me. I'm going to pop that off to one side. Right, I've got a pan over a medium-high heat and I'm going to pop in my burger patty. Now this should not need very long at all because it is quite thin. Quick flip. Right. Woo, that's got a good amount of colour on it, spitting everywhere as well. So I'll move that off the heat for a moment, try not to set that oil on fire. Right, now I've got to construct this mother. Now it doesn't say if there's a mayo in it. It would seem weird if there was because there's no lettuce or anything like that. But I can't bear the thought of putting the burger on top of that dry. So I'm just going to pop some of the chocolate sauce onto the bottom just to, just not to have a dry bottom. No one wants a dry bottom. Then the way it's layered up in the photo is the burger patty. Then it's got the onions, tomatoes, and then the chocolate sauce drizzled over the top. Let's pop some onions over the top of here. Should be fine, I don't want to overpower it with onion. A few slices of tomato. Then over some more of the chocolate sauce. This is so weird. And on goes the lid. Right, well, that apparently is a chocolate Whopper. Let's see what it's like. Well, there we go. One chocolate Whopper. It's a whopping great mess for one thing, but the proof is in the eating, and there's really nothing else left to say but to eat this thing. I mean, Burger King Singapore announced this on April Fool's Day, and now obviously everyone thought it was an April Fool, but the April Fool was like, no, it's not an April Fool. Let's see if this will turn me into an April Fool. So let's give it a go. God, where do I start? I can't figure out if I like it or not. You get a lot of the chocolate, you get the onion, you get the tomato. I'm not getting the beef though. I think I'm gonna have to try another bite. I'm absolutely getting this everywhere, so I apologise. I'll see if I can get a bit more of the meat, because that's what the chocolate sauce should really work with. At the moment I'm getting chocolate covered tomato and onion, and that's weird. I got a bit more of the beef that time. It's all right. It's okay, it's not bad. It's not good either. I think the fact that it's just like onion and tomato in there doesn't really help the balance of the burger, because I think that chocolate sauce with the beef could work. But because like the tomato and the onion is kind of getting in there, and the texture of the tomato and the flavour of the onion doesn't really work, it just doesn't know what it wants to be. Yeah, it's fine, but I wouldn't go out of my way to get one or make another one. At least not in this format. I think this could work. The idea of using chocolate in a burger could work, I think. But we're gonna have to mix things up a bit and really put this to the test. So I'm gonna go off and finish this, because I hate food waste. I hate food waste. And I'm gonna come back and try and give this my own spin and see if I can turn this into something that's actually tasty rather than something that's, it's all right. Let's see. Right, I'm back from eating my chocolate Whopper. Just realised how weird that sounds, saying it out loud. And I've been thinking about what I can do for my version. I already had some ideas, but I kind of think I've got an idea of what I'm going to do. So instead of one patty, I'm going to do 2 patties, and in one of the patties, I'm going to season it with some cocoa powder and probably a little bit of cayenne as well, just to give it like a bit of like spicy chocolatiness in it, but not too much. But I want to get some of that chocolate into the actual patty rather than having a sauce. I'm also going to have onions in it, but I'm not going to do the brown onions, and I'm not going to have them raw. I'm going to use red onions, and I'm going to caramelize those in the pan, get them nice and sweet and gooey, and those are going to be lovely. They should go nicely with that beef. And instead of a chocolate sauce, I'm going to make a barbecue sauce to go with it, but I'm going to pop some chocolate into the barbecue sauce, because I envisage that working kind of like when you would put a chocolate into a chili, like I mentioned earlier. So those are what I'm going to do. I will still pop the tomatoes in there as well, but I think that's everything. I'm mixing it up. The concept's there, but we're just not going as obvious as just putting chocolate sauce on a Whopper and calling it that. We're going to try and integrate all those flavours in, and hopefully it will work. But who knows? It could be better, it could be worse. Right, I've got a pan over a medium heat here with some oil and some butter. That's what my onions are going to go into. I'm just going to melt down that butter before dropping in my sliced red onions. And over here, I'm going to be making my barbecue sauce. So I'm going to put in some tomato ketchup as my base, probably about 150 grams worth, I reckon. So I'm going to use what's left in here. Right, that butter's melted, so I'm going to put that down to a low heat. I'm going to pop in my red onions and just pop on the lid and leave those for about 15 minutes until they get nice and soft and jammy. Then to my barbecue sauce, I'm going to pop in about a couple of tablespoons worth of brown sugar, half a teaspoon of mustard powder, half a teaspoon of cayenne, 2 tablespoons worth of Worcestershire sauce, 2 tablespoons of white wine vinegar, generous squeeze of sriracha, about half a tablespoon of liquid smoke. This stuff is great for getting that smoky flavour into foods when you don't have a smoker. I'm just going to mix that all together, and I'm just going to let that simmer away over a medium-low heat for a bit, and then I'll add in the chocolate to it. Next for our patties, because this is going to be a half pounder rather than a quarter pounder, I've got 2 sets of meat, again 113.4 grams for each patty. One is just going to have a little bit of salt and some pepper, just like before, whereas this one is going to have half a tablespoon, actually not half a tablespoon, I'm going to go with quarter of a tablespoon of cocoa powder. Then I'm going to add in half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper as well. Then I'm going to get in and mix this in to both my patties. I have no idea if this is a good idea or not, but I'm rolling with it. I'm hoping that because there's going to be another patty which is just plain salt and pepper, it should balance out. And then with the barbecue sauce and the red onions, I think it should work. But who knows? I am winging it, much like I do every single day of my life. Right, that's that one. And then I'm just going to get in and mix together the other one. In fact, that should be fine. Now that barbecue sauce has come up to a nice darker colour, and it smells like a barbecue sauce now as well. So I'm going to add in a good handful of dark chocolate chips. I'm just going to let those melt in to that barbecue sauce. There we go. I'll give that a quick taste. Needs a bit more brown sugar. I think we'll add a bit more chocolate chips into that as well. There we go, that should be better, I think. That's better. That is like a chocolatey barbecue sauce, which is exactly what I wanted. Oh, that's quite nice. God, that's a journey. Good, that's good. Right, these onions are getting soft and jammy, but I just want some of that liquid to evaporate off, so I've taken off the lid, and just got to leave those to carry on doing their thing. Right, back over to our patties, and I'm just going to do what I did before and roll these into a ball. And exactly the same as before, between 2 sheets of greaseproof paper. I'm just going to press it down as much as I can. There we go, that's 2 patties. So pop those to one side. That's my onions looking all nice and jammy now, so they can go off to one side along with the barbecue sauce. We'll fry this one off first, get this one cooked, and then cook the other one for the same amount of time, because it's going to be easier to tell when this one's cooked than the other one, because the other one's already darker in colour because of the cocoa powder. Flip that one over. Right, that one looks like a nice colour, so I'm going to pop that one off to one side, in with our cocoa powder beef patty. That one looks pretty good to me. It's got like nice dark charring around the edge, which would have come from the cocoa powder. Right, I'm going to put this one off to one side along with the other one, let them rest for a minute while I quickly clean up, and then I can construct my version of the chocolate Whopper, or chocolate double Whopper in this case. Right, time to get this one constructed. So I've got another one of my buns, and this time I'm going over with a little of my barbecue sauce along the bottom. Again, don't want a dry bottom. And I'm putting down a slice of beef tomato on this one. On goes my chocolate patty, and then my regular patty. On goes some of the barbecue sauce on the top. I'm not overwhelming it like the chocolate Whopper original. I'm going to put on some of my buttery caramelised onions on the top. Then on with the lid. And there we go. That is a Whopper. That is a Whopper. Right. Time for me to give this a try. I've got a lot riding on this one. Okay, here we go. Here is my chocolate Whopper, or chocolate double Whopper. That is a beast of a burger, and that has got my chocolate barbecue sauce, a patty with cocoa powder in it, a normal patty, more barbecue sauce, and some caramelised red onions and a slice of beef tomato, just because got to get something vaguely healthy in there. But I'm interested to see how this compares up with the other one. I hope it's going to be nice, but who knows? Oh God, how the heck am I going to eat this thing? Right, there's going to be no pretty or easy way to do this, but I'm going in. That's not bad actually. That is, that's pretty nice. It's not as rich as I thought it would be. It's actually a bit more balanced. It's, you get some of the chocolate, but it's not overwhelming like the chocolate sauce. You get a bit of kick from that spicy barbecue sauce. Get a little bit of the caramelised onions, but you still get like the meatiness of the burger. It's not overpowered like it was. Got to try a bit more. There's definitely something in that, you know. I definitely prefer it to the other one. It is a more well-balanced burger. Could do with another bit more texture, maybe some crispy gherkin or something like that in there. Maybe some lettuce as well. Just some more texture to it. I'm pleased with that. I might return to that again one day to see if I can develop that further, but there's definitely something in that. Same actually eating burgers when you have a beer. Right, well that was an experiment and a half. So there we go, that is a chocolate Whopper done two different ways. You've got the BK way and you've got the BFG way. Both have their merits. I mean, the sauce for the Burger King one was nice, although I did make that one. I don't know what the real one's like, but I think the other one, the one that I did, was a bit more well balanced, but it could have even more to it. But it wasn't like overpowering, it just had notes of chocolate in it. You had some like lovely spiciness from the barbecue sauce as well. And because you had double patty as well, it was more balanced. You got some of that meat as well, which was overwhelmed in the original one. So that was an interesting experiment. I wouldn't probably do like the first one again. I might return to that second one again. If you would like me to return to that second one, develop it further, let me know. I'm more than happy to give it another try. But as it is, as it stands, it's pretty good. It just needs a bit more texture, I think, something to freshen it up. But overall, I'm pretty happy with that. That was good fun. And I'm going to keep an eye out for any more weird and wonderful fast food things from abroad and see what's out there, or even if the UK decides to release something weird. But that's it from me today. I'm going to go off and finish my second burger of the day. Going to need to hop on the bike after this. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you found it entertaining. Wouldn't necessarily say found it useful at making chocolate burgers, but I hope you found it fun nonetheless. If you did, like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to find out when new videos are going up, and I will see you next time on Big Friendly Grub. Take care, bye!